Hello and welcome to Blameless. I totally forgot to pour my glass of water and open my can of Coke. So let's do that first. Also, I really need to find something else for the green screen thingamajig. But I don't really want a green screen behind me, but I do. So, trouble. This is a free game on Steam. I don't really know, like, I usually don't know what it is about, but let's see. It should be fairly short, but knowing me, I will take longer than the, I think 45 minutes, the How Long to Beat website tells us it will take. Also, I'm turning red because of my medicine, but deal with it. Anyway, game, I don't know if it's controller or we can use the...
I'm an architect, freelance, so I take job offers as they arise. So when this guy called me, I was relieved I could finally get a paying job. He said he needed help with interior design for his house that he was building. I always respected people who can do construction, so I naturally agreed to come and take a look.
Naturally.
I already had a couple of ideas. It was already quite late, but he insisted on me coming over the same day. I tried to comply because I didn't want to lose this offer. I drove there with my car. His house was all the way over in the suburban area, quite remote, but with other houses nearby, quiet place. The man met me at the front gate. It was a temporary fence, and the gate was made of rotting wooden planks. He started showing me around the yard. It seemed weird that there was a large garbage container blocking the way, so we had to go through the garage to get inside the house. He took me through the rooms, so I started looking around. At one point, I saw a stain, and at first glance it seemed like brick dust. But then I realized it was blood, spilled on the floor. I thought that maybe there was another worker who got injured, so I turned to tell the man. That's when I saw his hand raised to hit me. He was holding a metal rod. Before I could defend myself, he hit me in the head. I must have passed out. I don't know how long I was out. When I woke up,
I was dead. Alright. Press enter to continue. Okay, no, so no control. It's fine. We can keyboard our way around, right? Of course we can.
that hurt.
Uh-oh. Game freeze. And then no game freeze.
This bloodstain does not look like it's the result of a banal injury. It seems fresh. The blood hasn't completely dried out yet.
It's too red for blood, right? It's
This
paint.
looks like something was being dragged across the bloodstain.
It looks like paint. But okay, I'll play with it. It's totally blood. Because it came from my head.
The phone is smashed. No way it's gonna work anytime soon.
Press I or mouse wheel up and down to... Okay. I already know I'm going to get motion sickness, but it's fine. Can we hit something with this hammer? If I had a hammer. Okay, wait. Settings. Video. Normal. Let's turn that off too. There's no head bubble or, you can't turn anything off. But that's fine. It's a free game. Don't bitch, don't. Just deal with it. But I have a hammer and I can't put it down. Wait. Where did the hammer go? I feel like, since it's the first thing we found, we need it. Maybe. Open this door. No?
I can't get further through here. There's no door handle. Why would he hit me and then lock me in here?
Why, indeed? Is this everything? Okay. So maybe look around without the hammer in our hands. Maybe we... Cool. Can we saw our way through the door? No. Or was it pipe wrench? I think. Yeah. Oh no, it's a clamp. Do we need a clamp for something? I don't know. Well, interesting. So I can crouch. I didn't turn off the interesting things, right? Points of interest on. Mark important places or objects. We don't have anything yet. Oh, wait, here. Suddenly.
I might be able to get further through the attic.
Okay. So we need a hook or something. Oh, can we use the clamp for this? No. So the hammer then. Hmm. And then I wonder, why do the Elder Scrolls servers have maintenance today, you know? Because I don't know if I told you, but I really enjoy the game. Nice, all these things, but I can't. Let me get the saw too. Everything. I dropped that here, right? Zag. Chewie, kan je een beetje opschuiven? Want do we see any question marks? I need a hook. Something to be able to get into the attic. Ah, light. And then what? Pipe. Oh, wait, we have a pipe, and here we have a... I'm so confused. Well, at least you know how cool it is to be locked in a room with me. Super cool. But if there's a ledge here, or a hedge, or whatever, you should be able to open it, right? All I've done is I gathered a pipe and some tools. Because there isn't a use controls. Jump, sprint, cycle inventory, use flashlight. I don't even have a flashlight yet. Can I pick up this light? No. Well, let's check Steam real quick. Like, there's 4 achievements for this game. Reader, read 3 notes, tool master, fix the broken pair of wire cutters, climber, climb up the scaffolding, investigator, investigate at least 4 leads. Okay. Look, here's a stick. I guess I missed the stick. But here it is. No, I need to. We can use it here. Somehow. I already fucked this up. Last checkpoint. This is where I wake up. This is where I wake
This
up, okay.
bloodstain does not seem fresh.
Before
this
I
looks like
fuck.
something was being dragged across the bloodstain.
This phone has seen
Phone
better
smashed.
days.
it's gonna work anytime soon.
Okay, so we're like 20 minutes and I had to restart the game
Might
already
be able to
because
get
I did
further through
things
the
I
attic.
shouldn't have yet.
I should bend the rod, but it's too tough to do by hand.
Oh, but we have the... Wait, where was the hammer? Here. If I had a hammer... But how can I put the hammer in my inventory? Because now...
I should bend the rod, but it's too tough to do by hand.
Here, a hammer.
I should bend the rod, but it's too tough to do by hand.
Okay, not the hammer. We also had a... pliers or something. Where did I get those? Where did I get the... What else do we have? A clam. Pipe. I'll use a pipe. Again, I'm clicking out of the game. This is annoying. Okay. Good job. So can you open it again? Fuck, out of the game again. It should hijack my mouse. But it doesn't.
Shit, it's dark.
It is dark. There's some sort of light here.
What the hell was that?
Nothing.
There we go.
I think the game wants me to... Maybe this is better. I go out of the screen. Which is annoying, because if I click... I'm clicking out of the screen.
library card belonging to Helen Woodward. How did it get here?
Yeah, Helen, how did it get here? Anything else?
It's stuck underneath the beam.
It is still very, very dark. The toilet, it is. Hey, Orky. How are you doing? Why is it so dark? Tomorrow.
It's holding with the wires.
Okay, we need a wire cutter.
It's holding with the wires.
Nervous, yeah. Operations suck. But on the other hand, you survived a few already, right? So, you'll be fine. I hope, at least.
The wire cutters are broken. The hinge on that handle should attach, but it's missing.
Hmm. Yeah, that's not fun. It's... Oh. How do I make... how do I repair the wire cutters?
The wire cutters are broken. The hinge on that handle should attach, but it's missing.
Yeah, but there must be somewhere that I can interact with, right? Something. The only thing I've found so far is the crowbar thing that's stuck there. Do you need to go in early or is it late? I'm sorry, meanwhile I'm trying to see what I can do here, but I don't know. So much for hints. And we don't have any light, which also isn't very helpful.
It's stuck underneath the beam.
Is there anything underneath them? I can't pick up any of the things that are... Maybe this one? Wow, game. You see, and this is why I shouldn't be playing too much of the escape room games. Because I'm sometimes good at them, but not. Newbie, echt hè? What's this? Why? I'm clicking out of the game again. Oh, look. What? No! Fuck. This is so annoying. You can interact with any objects in front of you. Okay.
The handle is not in place.
Yes.
The handle is not in place. The handle is not in place.
It said you can interact with any two objects. If I...
The handle is not in place. The handle is not in place.
Okay. So wires have been cut. It's so dark. Is it so dark? Why?
Whoa. Shit.
Now it's even darker. Where did that? Okay. Let me find it. Ah, light. Nice. Let's say, can we find any lights?
No way going back through here. I don't even want to go back.
Well, I don't know why.
The dragging stain again.
Oh. Let's first check here. Seems interesting. The fuse box opener is locked in the old house in my duffel bag. The fuse box opener is locked in the old house in my duffel bag.
The
What?
fuse box opener is locked in the old house in my duffel bag.
That's what I said. How does that make any sense? I will tell you, it doesn't. What did Okay, the door opens, which is good because it had a handle. And this door is
I
open.
don't like the look of that dark corridor.
No?
Let's see if the light switch is working. Better.
Do you want to follow the bloodstain first, or are we going in here? Which is outside.
Finally out of the house.
Wait, and first I'm going to check the corridor. Or maybe not. Can we take the broom? Doesn't look very interesting. Okay.
Locked.
But then again, why would I want to go in? I think I would want to climb something and just get out of here. I guess that's the only way we can go. Oh no, no. In my duffel bag. From Anna Catwell. This is to inform you that according to our records, as of 12th of July 2001, we still haven't received back the scaffolding or the 3 suspension letters you borrowed from the Dare Drew Construction store on the 7th of June this year. Please return the scaffolding within 14 days upon receiving this letter. Should you choose to ignore this appeal, we will be passing this matter to a collection company, which will be obliged to forcibly remove the scaffolding from your possession to cover any fees or penalties incurred by such action. Will be your sole responsibility. Note: you will not receive any more reminding letters from us.
13 July
Oh, wait.
2001. Subject: Final reminder letter. Dear Mr. Hopkin, this is to inform you that according to our records, as of 12 July 2001, we still haven't received back the scaffolding or the 3 suspension ladders you borrowed from the Deirdre Construction stores on 7 June of this year. Please return the scaffolding within 14 days upon receiving this letter. Should you choose to ignore this appeal, we will be passing this matter to a collection company, which will be obliged to forcibly remove the scaffolding from your possession. To cover any fees or penalties incurred by such action will be your sole responsibility. Note: you will not receive any more reminder letters from us. Yours sincerely, Anna Catwell, Account Manager, Dare Drew Constructions Limited.
Yeah. Thought this.
Broken.
It is broken. I haven't seen any scaffolding though. Oh, into the darkness again. I wish Elder Scrolls wouldn't have maintenance, but maintenance is good. But also annoying. Somehow I feel like the sound. Oh, I have a light. I'm so happy. Light in the darkness. It's not much, but it's
What the hell?
Hello?
Shit. She's dead. It's dust. I don't want to look at her face. I gotta get out of here and call for help.
We don't want to look at her face, but how do we know?
It's the address of this house. Was she invited here too?
Uh-oh. Let's take the keys. Does she have anything more on her?
Similar to what I found upstairs on the floor.
So are we done now?
She was being dragged over here through the house.
Oh. What else can you think of? No, nothing anymore. Okay. And still some. My ears are itchy. You see? There was a reason. Okay, dark door.
More dark rooms.
My favorite. Not really. Old radiators. Yeah, this is what we call a fixer-upper, right? My house is still for sale. My apartment. no, this light. Okay, cool. So, if you know anyone who wants to live in Zoetermeer, I have a wonderful apartment for sale. I need to get rid of it. It needs to be sold. I need money, guys.
Why is everything always locked?
Because that's...
Why is everything
But
always locked?
how is it? If I turn this off?
Why is everything always locked?
And it's still locked. Oh, there's
Why
a...
is everything always locked?
There's a proper lock here. Do I have anything? Oh, I have keys. Wait. Keys? Maybe? Yes. Woohoo!
Anything useful here? What's this?
Yeah, what is it?
I believe this thing can open fuse boxes.
Oh! And then we have to go back to the house again. Okay. And I'm clicking outside the window. But do we also find fuses then? I feel like there's gonna be a jump scare soon. Don't know why. Wait, how did we... We came from here, right?
Locked. Locked.
I am confusion. So can I open this? Okay, so I need to get back. Or maybe we just go through the garden. Wait, no. Been here. Ah, scaffolding. Wait, there's a stair. Going?
This must be one of the 3 suspension ladders mentioned in the letter.
So if there's... Yeah, broken. If there's 3, I only saw 1 here. So there needs to be another one somewhere. Is it behind here? Hmm.
Locked.
I want to get in. Is everything always locked? Oh, we came in from here. Okay. Never mind. Going up. Now we can use this thing here. Okay, now we're
These
going
are already
to...
on. These are already on. These are all RCD 240. Test monthly. This switch looks important. RCD 240. Test monthly. This switch looks important.
Yeah. So flip it.
RCD 240. These are already on.
Honey, if the circuit trips again, first turn on the RCD switch, the smallest one, and then the rest of them. The orange one last. Make sure you first hear a click after you turn the RCD on. It may take a couple of seconds, otherwise it will trip again. I need to take a look at this before we hand the keys over to the new owner.
Where's my mouse? Yeah. So do we have an orange one?
These are already on. These are already on. These are already on. RC these are already on.
Don't see an orange one though. So what? I don't get it. So wait, there's more.
The fuse box opener.
Oh yeah, no, that we already. But we don't need the fuse box opener because the lights were already on. So I must have missed something. I guess. Oh. How's everybody doing? You're doing fine. So you see, as I said, the website said like 45 minutes. And we're at it for an hour already, so I knew I would take longer. And here we are. taking longer? But I wonder why. Okay. Apparently, where was the... Don't. Where was the... locked door? So you can take the keys out again. Yeah. But you can. So that's... And now maybe we can open the door. There's something in my eye and... Yes, my finger too. There's a trap. And I guess now maybe the fuse box will blow or something.
This is the way out.
Let's see.
Jesus. This place is scary.
No, it's not. So we do this one. Hey! But we did the orange one as last.
Fuck.
Right?
I should have seen that coming.
Yeah, but everything is on now. And yeah. But we did it as instructed. And so. Here. Wait, where's my light? Did I lose my light? No.
Jesus.
Again. Do we start over now? No, I'm still here. But I don't have anything to protect myself. And I can't see anything, so... Let's see if I can... my light is here on the floor? Maybe? Is it? No, so where did the light go? And how can I protect myself from the guy hitting me? I can't see anything. Wait. Look outside. Oh, I thought I had something. But I guess I didn't. I wasn't even... There's nothing I can hit with. Okay, let's try this again. Almost far enough to open. To go under. No? Aw. Nah, come up. You can go on your belly, right? Just crawl. Come on. Really? I'm... And what's the point of crouching? If you can't go under this. Here.
Jesus! Get away from me!
There he is! This is Lightwater Police. Stay where you are. You're under arrest.
I am under arrest?
Get down on your knees.
But I didn't do anything!
Get on your knees now!
Why am I under arrest?
You are under arrest.
Okay.
This is what happened. He was chasing me with a rod in his hand. He must have hidden when he saw the police cars pulling up to the gate.
Mr. Malcolm, we searched the yard thoroughly and didn't find any evidence suggesting there was another man.
No. He was there. He was the owner who called me.
The former owners sold the house due to personal financial problems 2 weeks ago. They moved to a different town on the other side of the country. The private company who owns it now proved all their employees were off-site, having a team building activity that night.
How could you not find evidence of him? I'm telling you, he was there.
I heard you. Our officers got a phone call from one of the neighbors reporting lights coming on in the house and suspicious person moving on site. They gave us your description. They never saw another man.
How could that be? This doesn't make any sense.
Let's cut the crap.
What?
Does make pretty clear sense to me. I have to say that I honestly don't believe any part of your bullshit story that you're giving me here. Everything suggests that you murdered that woman.
No,
You found the victim's blood on your clothes and your hands. You had the victim's wallet in your pocket.
Wait.
And the officers caught you fleeing the crime scene. You, no one else. Guess whose fingerprints match the ones we found on the victim's body? Huh?
Yeah, because I searched him, but okay.
I don't know why you murdered that woman, but I'll guarantee you're never getting out. You're going down, Mr. Blameless.
Mr. Blameless. It's my name. Well. That was different. But hey, we finished it. Which is cool.
That's how it all began for me. And it was far from over.
Oh. Was it? How was it far from over? Now if I click continue, what will happen? Do we just go in a loop? No, this is just the end. Okay. Well, in that case, that was this game. I don't know if the Elder Scrolls servers are already back online. Looks like they are, maybe. Or we could try some Stanley Parable. I still have the Ultra Deluxe Edition. But I don't know how much fun that will be. But maybe, maybe I'll do that and then do Elder Scrolls Online tomorrow or something. I know there will be drops for Elder Scrolls Online starting today, so I will play it in the one of the upcoming days. Um, I haven't started this game yet, so maybe that's not a good idea because it's full screen and I can't see anything. I don't know how loud it will be. Can I switch this? No. Oh, I can probably, maybe, do this. Well, at least you see what I'm seeing now. Have you played the Stanley Parable before? Yes. Can I? No? Uh, oh, wait, are we? Okay. So that's 3. 340. Okay. Settings. Video. Wait, but there we go. Now I can see stuff again. Always nice to see stuff. Hey Patrick, I'm sorry that I didn't see you. You're fine today? I'm fine too, then. If you're fine, I'm fine. Um, change this. We are the finest finders there. Yeah. We are so. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. How do I save this? Okay. Yeah, it's a little less warm, so I'm happy about that. Because it was very hot. I need to change. 10 minutes more of you. So what would that entail? The work, yes, okay. What would that do? Like add 10 minutes to the stream time, or tell me. With this, you are for 10 minutes bigger to. Ah. Okay. Okay. Should be doable, but then I need to make a timer and. But we can do that somehow. Like very, very, very big, but then also the game, but not this big. But we can make that work. Yeah. I will start giant. No, we are going for a big, so that will be. Wait, can I? Add. What was it? Scene. Big is enough, yes. We don't need giant. Scene. Camera scene. This is going to be full screen again, but then we'll do it like. I don't know. This? Instead of? Or does it need to be smaller? Super as in good? Or is it too big? I'm all the words. I'm confused. Very good, okay. And now can I rename only this one, like camera big? Okay. So now I only need to make something that when somebody does that command, this will take over. And then for 10 minutes. Yeah, we can make that work. I will see how I can make it work, but we'll do that afterwards. Or I could try and do it now, but then we won't see any Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Which is also okay. So I will make it a channel point redeem then. I think. Right. Um. Oh wait. Cancel. I need to ask Sophie how to do this, but it would no cancel. It will be done. Can I do this with controller? Yes, I can. Cool.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple.
Answer
He
you
sat
when
at his desk in
he's
room
done
427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one
He
day,
was
something
happy.
very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi.
Oh my god.
Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
No, we sorry. Okay, so I have an intro for you when you write the first time in the chat every stream. An intro. Do tell. Why is there a red button on this keyboard? Right. I want to click the button. Can I click the button? No, doesn't do. Okay. Watch your intros. Well, toeschouwer. Yeah. Audience intros. Well, I'm sure to write something in chat then next time I'm in there.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
No, I can't find a trace. Well, if you're not here, you know, turn off your computer. Oh, okay. So I have sort of my own theme song now.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Yeah, but screw you.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh yeah, this is where... Why does this sound like buttons? Well, it's only to make me come out of the lurk when I'm there.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Pre-review of... Review. Office party. Woohoo! Okay, well, I'll be sure to say hi or whatever when I see you stream. We have good memories of this
Stanley
closet.
stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
No, I think I'm going to close the door. Can I close the door? There we go.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
No, but it's such an interesting closet. I do wonder...
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet.
Oh.
He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
No, I'm out. I can go in again.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Wait, upstairs. But I'm downstairs.
But Stanley
oh no.
just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
Maybe
All
I
of my
am.
co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Oh my god.
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar.
Yeah.
Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming! He yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying, and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams,
But you
the truth
loop.
was that,
We
of course,
keep on
this was
looping.
not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back,
We're going to sleep.
the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
Normal.
I am okay.
Okay. No, we're still here.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh, right.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Oh, Mariella.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
But she didn't, because she was still standing there. The end is never the end. Okay, well, now we do exactly as
all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What the dude says, because I went down instead of up.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Let's follow the story as we should.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Look at this beautiful bathroom. Because the boss knows what the boss says goes. That's what the boss says goes. If the boss suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. Okay. So I don't remember, but do you smell Patrick? Messy business. Business strategy. Oh yeah, but we were going to the boss's office.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Of course not. But
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
a big button, and it's red, so let's push it. Yeah, so
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley
Patrick,
realized
do you
he felt a
smell?
bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Can we go up again?
Whoops, nope, never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office?
I
Well,
don't
that's
know.
a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
Can we? I can't push it anymore. Boo. But that's another.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow! I'm bolted to the edge of my seat. Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
I almost want to go back up again, but Or no.
Surely this time Stanley will walk forward into the spooky corridor, won't he?
Of course he will.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Feels like he's making fun of you, but the tone says completely serious amount. Yeah, well, I like the sarcastic kind of way. Escape? Or the mind control facility? Escape? Or... Oh, let's go. Straightforward. Mind control. Should be fine. I am, yes. Steenkolen Engels. Wel, zo erg is het niet, toch? Nog niet. But yes, I can speak English very good.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Do I? Ja. Oh, ja, dat heb je ook met... Ja, dat heb je met andere talen ook toch? Yeah, but it's a way of pronouncing certain words, right? You want to get it out, but you can't. Okay.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
Fired.
Each
Fired.
bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Wait, I was 427 or something? Oh, that was fun. But you don't need to practice for it, Pet. You can just install and sing. Any song you like. What is it?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Mijn lijstjes zijn aan het
But
vallen.
here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
But buttons. Am I? Wait. Oh wow. Maybe it's because of where is it? Hmm. I don't know if this will help because the quality. The bitrate is stable. What was it? That could be, yeah. But maybe I should just settings video. Let's turn down the quality a bit. Shouldn't be. There's nothing else. Oh, look at the difference.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Okay, let's turn it off then.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Was it?
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
And then he died somewhere on the street, on the sidewalk. The end is loading. Oh, but we're back here. 427. That was us.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I can't open any other doors. Oh, new content.
Oh, new content? What does that mean?
I don't
new
know.
Content.
What does it mean? Oh. It's like a ride.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
I know.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Is there a button we need to press?
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Let's.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if, Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Gimme the content, Stanley.
Content. A jump circle?
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Liska, hello. Oh, we can only jump in the circle?
Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Wait, I'm just jumping. Wanted to join earlier, but meetings. Well, it's okay, it's fine. We didn't do anything, really. I played Blameless, but that was a different kind of game. Well, it was a escape the room sort of thing, but... Woohoo! Oh, I don't have any jumps left. So we played that and then we went to Stanley. So you haven't missed much.
Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive.
Oh, yeah.
It's just elevators and jumping.
Stanley?
Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... Oh, wait. There's more.
Oh, but wait.
Very good.
There's
yes.
more.
I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Ooh,
That's
happy
it?
Silver. How
Oh,
are
you've got to be
you?
kidding me. You see, Stanley?
Thank you for
This is what
enjoying.
happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I
It
built up
is.
too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game?
I did.
And we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Yeah, but okay, I guess it's just resetting. Okay. But this looks all different now. It used to look like that. But now there's the stairs.
Psst! Stanley! Come
Go on.
over here! In the vent! I want to show you something!
I guess he's done barking. Uh-oh. Where are we going? Yeah, so yesterday I survived, and then I was
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be?
so
Well, it got me
tired.
thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Yeah, somewhat. Oh, it's an impressive entrance. Jesus. I don't know why Gino is barking. It's not even Chewy this time, it's Gino. It's outside. We're
I call
outside.
it the memory zone.
Woohoo.
It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
I don't like that when I do this. It's just a clicking sound, but you know, it is what it is. Oh, such good times. I think maybe my mom went to the toilet or something. There's a rooster in the background.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Hey, elevator content is real content, you know. What's this here? I want to go into the maintenance zone. Oak Orc is also still here. All the people. All the good people.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Yeah, but then it didn't.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again.
There's nothing like a first time, right?
Wait, hang on.
What?
I don't recall this part of the memory zone before.
No.
What's this? What's down here?
It's maintenance. Oh.
Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor.
Oh
I haven't looked
no.
at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Of course they were. Oh, not Rick. But this is a thumbs
Honestly,
up.
I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Well, I could suggest a few places. The thumbs up, but that's thumbs
Okay, let's see
down.
what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Well, that's true also, right? Nothing was ever as good as its memory. Nothing.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people, and if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say, the story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see,
ESO
blah 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 blah.
subscribed.
Thank you
Oh, you're
for
back, you
the
see. You were only
resubs.
frozen in time for a
And
few
on
minutes,
in
but it was plenty of
September,
time for me to
so
deliver
it's
a
even
long,
cheaper
rambling
now.
monologue full of unnecessary
It should
verbal
be,
flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games.
Maybe.
Of course, I happen to believe. Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what
Hey,
cookie
no,
Mime will
isn't
say
it?
about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button
Where
has
did
been
the-
skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes?
Door
It's
disappeared.
not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here?
That's what I
Where
was
did the door
thinking.
go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room?
There was a door
I
right
don't
here.
feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't
Let's
think
jump
one
those
can enter a
down.
room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button, to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there? I swear there was. Where did it go? Can you maybe just ram your way through a wall? Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
There
You've
will.
just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really,
I
truly
heard
getting
something.
longer. And my God, there's no way out of the room.
Something changed.
Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button. And if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea. Oh, Stanley, you're back.
My finger.
You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again.
Gaan we lurken?
Stanley,
Okay.
I think it's been
Thank
a
you for
week.
the lurks, sis.
Or 2 weeks.
And for the
I've been
biggies.
sitting here all that time, just sitting here, not a single person to speak
Oh.
with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing?
I
Me
don't want
just
to
talking?
interrupt him, but
It isn't, Stanley.
I mean,
It
there is
isn't
no
the same
door.
at all. It isn't even close. Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you.
No.
To begin with, there is
Hoeft niet,
only
hoor.
regret. There's only the turning wheel of missed opportunities.
But
I
I'll
felt
let you-
nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart.
Can you just
It
shut
was
up?
an impossibly rich well.
He's gone. He died. He left me. Now I will be here forever. What's that beeping sound? Is it the button?
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to
What?
speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs down review and make all of their pitiful
Oh,
demands.
just-
But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency.
Will the door come back at some point? Or is this like... Drops? Limbo?
The end is never the end, 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 is never.
There's definitely something dripping. Ah, look. Nice. Maybe we'll drown. Good night. And the narrator's quiet. So that's something. Ooh. Back to nature. We'll wait till there's a tree we can climb. Or something. Oh, where did... No. I guess the button won't light up again. We can skip. It's different, right? The end is never the end, it's never the end, it's never the end, it's never the end, it's never the end. And here we are again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
But it's... Is it weird? It's life, right? It's just life. Awaiting input. Oh, I had to... I guess I didn't check the other. New content. Okay.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Maybe I should close my door. But then I have to get up and go. Like 2 steps that way and I don't feel like it.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra-deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra-deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Annoying doggies. Controller here. He was saying something, but Stanley Parable
Yes,
too.
you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions?
Yes.
Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Can I can't. Sadness.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
The hotness. Ooh, a door opening.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
So I close the door and now Joe wants to get in again. Yep. Now Chewie is in and Gino is upstairs barking. I will go on for, I don't know, an hour, 3-hour stream. Maybe I won't even go on for half an hour. We'll see how this goes.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Jump circle, infinite hole.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
So wonderful. But it doesn't. But hey, that would be cool, right?
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim.
Oh.
But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Jim.
What? That's my
Yes,
name.
you see? What a thrill, what a rush. That was you. The button described you. Do it again, do it again.
Jim.
Oh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Jim.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away.
No.
Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you
Jim.
actually are.
Haha. I gymmed one more time. One more time. Okay, so now what? Where are we going? Are the doors open? Oh, the doors are open again. Okay. They are open.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley. An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley?
Oh,
yes,
so
yes.
much
We'll go at the end of the
fun.
well, we'll figure that out later.
Just pull the lever. Receive your new achievement.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes, you see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel. To at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Maybe, sometime. Can we not break this, huh? I don't know.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
The jump circle! Woohoo! Oh, but I have no jumps
You
left.
know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's a... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle?
Yeah.
Oh well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
No, I want to jump. Collectibles?
collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Woohoo!
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Yeah. Okay, so the infinite hole. I'm not going to look for all the figurines. Oh, there's still one. No screenshots. Oh, we've been through this one. Yeah.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is in fact a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Do we want to fall forever? Who wants to fall forever?
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top.
Yeah.
Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
Why?
Okay, Stanley. I don't know quite how to say this
Have
tactfully, but it's possible that I
nice
slightly
time.
exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a...
Oh.
Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely?
Well,
I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
no, maybe I like being in this hole. A little speck of light there.
Great.
But
Now,
okay.
I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel. Oh, for heaven... You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh.
Oh!
Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time?
Yes.
I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole.
But
If this
it's...
starts to become a thing where...
Wow.
Oh, okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite.
Yes.
I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley,
I don't know.
I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter. Well, there it is. The shame of my lie has come to haunt. How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge?
A
You
hole is
just
a
do
hole.
whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on. Is the, teleport button not working?
No.
You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley.
Bye.
You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for.
Okay.
It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley.
Alright.
I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
Okay, well, I guess that was, what was that? Ooh, sounds? It's a nice hole, though. The hole is getting deeper again. Woohoo! Can I just be like me again?
My head's stronger. Now you're no longer using up this space of mine. My head's strong.
This is too, This is okay. Black and white. I don't know. I'm having fun.
Stanley? Stanley? Stanley!
Oh, wait.
Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley.
No.
Because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodlepip.
But I haven't seen all my faces yet. Boom. The voice sounds like the voice from Little Misfortune. I don't remember. Oh, the infinite hole thing is...
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
I don't remember the voice. Maybe I should play that game again. And Frambo.
A common
Ectobro.
complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who
Somebody
played it.
stole the
Well,
reassurance, but
I am happy
okay.
to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket.
Bucket
You
is
see,
gone.
Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart.
Oh,
It's
there
true.
it goes.
As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution.
But the bucket is
Come
in
on,
a...
give it a
Oh,
try.
there we go.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2. Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Hey, how's up? I think we've seen everything, right? The infinite hole, but... Unless it is. No, it's closed. Boom. Yeah, maybe I should play Frambo and Little Misfortune again. It's been a while. Setting world champion. This one? No screenshots. Office decorations. Okay, let's go here.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
Oh. That was
Or
fast.
actually, maybe I should have gone with... No. No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
No, change it.
Come now. You've already made your choice. It's true that you chose badly, but we all have to move on from our mistakes.
No. But what if I don't want to move on? Let's see, Infinite Hole again. I think we saw everything. I think so. Collectibles for achievements. Mostly Infinite Hole. Epic Walk. Collectibles. Settings World Champion. I don't know. I think we're done. We are done here.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now? So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment.
Somewhere.
I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
No.
Okay. Are you ready? Here
Yes.
it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh.
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Well, let's see. Stanley Parable 2. Ooh.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Oh, it is?
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 42.
Oops, I skipped. Look at all those pretty balloons. Oh my god, so exciting.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Can I cannot take a balloon. What did Bliss say? 404.
Stanley felt the bucket calling to him, begging him to pick it up. Why was he not doing it? When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Now we were going downstairs because there was a way out, right? Or was that when we... I'm confused. I don't know. I don't remember. Oh,
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
okay. But that one's closed now.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845.
Oh, 2845.
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
I know,
Amazing.
I'm so...
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Oh, I've been streaming for more than 3 hours already. So I can use
Stanley
the
walked straight
escape.
ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
No, I like the escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Well, we'll get there when we get there.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Yes. Okay, I didn't die.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking
Can't
the
I?
eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
But that was not what happened.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Ooh, nature paintings. It's my computer. We have button sounds.
Anything in this room. Perfect example of poor level design. Textbook mistake. It's the kind... Intuitively, if you had even the most fundamental understanding of good and bad game design. This elevator for sure. But of course, you being you, you'll probably spend the next hour trying to... Stanley stood on the snow. Stanley pushed the big red button. Stanley stood on the roof. And finally, he pushed the number 9.
I know I'm very quiet, I'm sorry. Freedom ending.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
What are we talking about? Okay, let's go to where the lady started talking again, and then I feel like I should stop streaming soon.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
But I mean, if those cards, why would you make a card that goes that way and then...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What
Stanley
could it
decided to go to the
mean?
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Wait, there's no input thing here?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I can't, no. Let me take this bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional... But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Okay, no, I wonder if I... But if I press escape, I will just, you know... Or will I get an ending if I listen to the lady?
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
I don't know if it was a
The door
one-time
behind them
thing.
was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Yeah, because we're in a thing now,
As
so
the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise,
it would
Stanley
be
reflected on how meaningless the
strange
bucket's warmth
to
and comfort
push
had turned out to be. To be sure,
something
it puts the
in
mind
there
and
when
the soul at ease to embrace the
it's
bucket. But what use
definitely
is a
gonna
sense of
break,
ease when you're
right?
about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
The bucket's life came to an end. Nobody cared about Stanley.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
The bucket. Welcome to your grand exhibit.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
All the notifications.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
I took the bucket.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment. Tools and
But no, I don't know. Do I need to reset the game or don't I?
If only we let Stanley die together, the bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as
or will I
commander
play
of
as a
new
bucket
world,
now?
A new vision.
Am I a bucket? Questions. This is a bucket named Stanley.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Not gonna take the bucket. No, sir. The end is never the end. Okay. So, this is the last time.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I do. Like, oh,
yes,
look
truly
at
a
this.
room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Why? What is here?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Don't lie. If you're lying right now, stop.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Okay. Prove it.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
What did I do? The red door, he said, right?
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you. What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Well, it is kind of cool, but it's also very blue. Oh. No, I can't walk off the side. Time for a nap. When your eyesight turned blue. Oh, it's green now, so it is nice.
No, wait. Where are you going?
I don't know.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
There's no door.
Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing. Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here.
But I mean, there's a door there, and I Houtjemondicht. I guess the game really doesn't want me to stay here. Hou op, Chewie. Nee. Were these the last colors? Because there's no new ones. Oh, there they are. And the stars are back. So what will happen now? Yeah.
No! What did we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here. You heard me before, didn't you? You will die! What about this isn't getting through to you? No! Oh, thank God. You lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get... No. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this? Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
Yeah, but if I go back to the other room and then what?
Yes.
No?
Perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about. I know you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you?
But this is boring. At least it starts to get boring. Then our narrator will be pissed.
Perhaps not.
Or maybe I can. Who knows? Will you change your... No, perhaps not now. He doesn't, so I'm going... I'll jump one more time, then I should be dead, or reset, or... Or, narrator, you could open the door.
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly? Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Or open the door. Again.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back. Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I said I would stop,
Coming to a
but
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I'm still walking. I'm like Stanley. It just goes on
But Stanley
and on
just
and
couldn't do
on.
it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to
Oh,
Stanley.
and
Maybe,
this is
he thought to himself,
this
maybe
wage
I am crazy.
only this?
All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other
Where's the
strange
skip button now,
observations.
eh?
For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after
Come on,
all.
skip
And he
this.
thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
But was
Now
there
the voice
anything?
was describing itself being considered by
Did I
Stanley,
just
who
reset
found it
here? I
particularly
don't know.
strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take
Or
responsibility
was this the
for
thing
himself?
with the
Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been
sidewalk
in his
there?
life.
Right.
Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please. It's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
No, we're not okay.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Mariella, that's her name.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other.
We did.
She
most
arose,
one, right?
got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew.
Obviously.
Everyone knows what crazy people look like.
Yep.
And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
But she didn't, because it was no movement. But okay, I think this... Oh, chewy needle. I think this is okay for today. Because I'm starting to yawn, so that I need a little bit of oxygen. Oh, I need to open the door here. And it's been, oh yeah, 3.5 hours, so I guess that's a nice time, nice amount of time to stream, right? So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the resubs, for the biddies, for the company, and I hope to see you next time, which will be one of the coming days. I'm not sure tomorrow, maybe tomorrow, we'll see. But thank you so much. Bye bye.